Alright, what's up guys? This video is just going to be raw, real, no editing or anything, just me talking to the camera, and sometimes those videos get the most views because, like, I was watching Think Media, and they were talking about this one guy that films content on his porch, and it's not about him being on the porch or the rocking chair, it's the audio, it's like what he's actually talking about. Not audio as in wearing a microphone, but the actual, like, story and everything. And, you know, people say, why vlog and everything? Isn't my life boring? Well, unless you're like in Hollywood or a celebrity or something, then for the vast majority, you know, it is what it is. But you can still vlog your life, and there's plenty of people online, for example, who do just that and get hundreds of thousands or millions of views. So this one, I kind of wanted to pick a topic or theme, and that is going to be 8 years later, after when I started AutoZone in August of 2018, and I made a highlight reel or a YouTube short that's on the channel that you guys can check out. I believe it's also over on Instagram and TikTok. But what happened was, well, I filmed that video literally like August 9th of 2018, so it was like the day after orientation and the day before my first day. And then I made some update videos along the way, but I left in 2021 for various reasons, and mainly moving. We got a different store manager, etc. And I moved, and we're doing van life now. I wish I'd kind of discovered van life sooner, but better late than never. Not even if it's late. I mean, I'm 28, so my girlfriend and I, you know, we've been together almost 2 years and counting, and van life is just, it beats overpriced apartments. You know, it'd be nice to make so much money to where you can follow like Dave Ramsey's rule of housing not being more than 30% of your income. Like, that's great in theory, and I agree with that, but van life is literally no rent, and it's nice. And we're still working on upgrades. We still have to do brakes. We still have to do a few other things. We're going to be getting a max air fan. We're going to be getting air conditioning. But yeah, so what's happened since leaving AutoZone, because I want to do like a continuous story arc so I can look back at these years that go by quicker than you might think, and you can actually see where you were, where you're going, what your mindset was. That's why I do have a second channel. This is the main channel, but on the second channel it's mainly podcasts. However, I'm more focused right here on this channel, so if you're new, please subscribe, like up the video, comment below. The podcast, I'm going to be moving to maybe, and I mentioned this in a short or a highlight, one video per month minimum, but just do like a monthly recap. For example, the next one, we're in March right now. It's actually crazy that March is almost over. It's March 28th as I'm filming this, so I will do the March recap actually very soon. I just thought of that, and I already had the idea of doing the monthly recaps, but I'll probably release that video, you know, within the first few days of April, and then, you know, a month later, within the first few days of May, we'll do an April recap. I got my light over here, so it's not like directly in my eyes, but yeah. So I've had other jobs since leaving AutoZone, and by the way, if I know I got a lot of comments on multiple videos I did, and I appreciate you guys. You know, if you're just starting out, it's true. It's a retail job. It's like a stepping stone job. I've said this before, but ironically, recently I had reapplied, right? Because, you know, I know what I'm doing. I worked there for about 3 years. You know, again, I left in 2021, so it's been 5 years since I left, pretty much, and they sent me the offer letter. They sent me the background check. That went through, and it's been like almost a month. That was on March 8th. So it's like there's other companies, you know, and I've been applying elsewhere. The girlfriend's working, and we got our tax returns, and you guys have donated, so I appreciate that. But we're just getting started here. We're continuing to build. So if not AutoZone, then somewhere else, most likely. Again, is that a career job? Maybe if you move up to a store manager level or even district manager, but as just a red shirt, no. But does it pay the bills? Especially when you have no rent? Yeah, it pays the bills and more. You're able to save for, you know, if you want a different vehicle, if you want to save towards land, if you want to just keep building your savings, you know, whatever it happens to be, then like my 3 favorite words, just get started, right? Just get started. You know, don't waste time. arguing with the naysayers. I made a video on that. I spent way too long arguing with fake friends of the past, naysayers, armchair critics, people who just didn't get it. And you might as well argue with the wall, and granted, vice versa, because we as visionaries and entrepreneurs have our goals in mind and a crystal clear vision of where we want to head in life. And you just got to keep on pushing forward. That's what we're doing here. We're closing in on 1,000 subscribers, so I appreciate you guys. We've had more consistency the past year or so and counting. And I've uploaded throughout the years, but YouTube has evolved and stuff. And my first video I uploaded in 2014. And then this channel I created in 2017 for vlogs. I did vlog on the old channel, but I turned that into the podcast channel because this video, there was a few videos on this channel that popped off, so I just, was like, okay, well, the vlog channel will be the main one now, and I have the secondary for, again, the monthly recaps. But back to AutoZone, I left because, different store manager, different coworkers, and going back, if I do go back 5 years later here, better mindset, more focus, and just I have a vision, and also a supportive girlfriend, because I've been with exes where it's not, I'm not getting into details in this video. I can do that over on the podcast if you want. Again, the podcast is where you take deep dives and really unpack. However, I will say they just didn't work out, and that's okay. But this one is, this relationship, and it's been good. It'll be 2 years in June, so yeah. And again, we're almost into April now, so and my birthday's coming up in May. Crazy, I'll be 29. So yeah, man, I was how old was I? 21, I guess, when I started working there the first time. And I've had other jobs since then. We've moved a few times, and we're doing van life currently. But you just got to keep at it and find a good fit for you. For me, for example, I don't necessarily need a career job. That'd be cool and all, but I'm focusing on YouTube, and even if I'm working full time, which I've done before and everything, I will still be uploading content for you guys and making it happen. And I appreciate all the new subscribers and viewers. If you're new here and want to see and know more about van life, I can even do more videos like this. Why not? Just chilling, talking to the camera, and minimal editing. So I might do like a color grading filter on this, maybe boost the audio, and that's pretty much about it. I could add an intro, I could add an outro, but it's like, you don't really need to do those things on YouTube in 2026. You can, but you want that hook immediately, like within the first second or two, especially on a YouTube short or highlight reel, because audience retention, you want them to stay on the video, and obviously like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and everything. But it goes for long form content like this as well. I used to think 10 or 15 minutes was a long video, but it's kind of short. I mean, it depends on the content and what the video is focusing on, but you want maybe 20-30 minutes. I had a 1 hour vlog one time. I don't know if that's still up or if I unlisted it, but yeah, back in the day when I first started, right after or during high school, actually 2014, I was still in high school because I graduated 2015, and then I really got into it after that. Even with community college, I went there for a couple of years and everything, and yeah, I mean, we're already into 2026, but again, difference is I'm more focused, more aligned, I guess you could say. You can feel when you have that alignment, right? We just got the new, well, it is a gaming laptop, but I'm going to use it. I mainly edit on my phone, but I'll use it for editing and gaming as well. The girlfriend and I, we could have each bought a laptop. So here's what happened. We went to Best Buy. It's a Lenovo laptop, and I can do a full video on it or show you guys, but for the price, $650 plus tax, excellent purchase. It is like 5 times more powerful than my Acer laptop from 2018, which has the 1000 series GPU graphics card. This has a 4000 series, so it's not the top of the line, but it's very capable, and you can run a lot of settings on high and everything. It's got 6 gigabytes of VRAM, video RAM. So again, easily edit and all that if I want. if I'm not going to mainly do that on my phone, or do a hybrid of both, whatever. I could have bought the same laptop, but my girlfriend wanted to buy it, right? So it's mainly hers, but since we obviously live together, and she said I can use it whenever, and she's probably gonna use it more than me. But again, why buy two of the same thing right now when I can go anytime and go buy one for myself if it becomes that big of a deal? But it works for now. It has Windows 11, which is great. My old laptop has Windows 10. I remember when I was using Windows XP and Windows 7 and all that, and people didn't like Windows 8. But I like Windows 11. I like the interface. We didn't need anything crazy like Asus or these 1500 to 2000 or higher laptops. This does the job. I can post the specs or the model in the comments below if you guys want, or we can just make a video on it as well. Another thing I'm selling right now actually is I have a Garmin, and I bought this in August of 2024, and I'll admit it was kind of a stupid purchase because I don't use it enough. It's in good shape. I listed it for sale. This watch was $1,000, and well, actually after tax it was $1,085. That's insane. So at least I know going forward not to make. For that money, I would rather buy a laptop. I'd rather put it towards van upgrades. I could, and I still can. I can buy a cheaper Garmin. So I looked up the most expensive one. It was like $3,100. Insane. If you're rich and can afford it, happy for you. That's great. But I'm just talking about for me. When I talk about my accomplishments and stuff, people tend to compare. And that's, comparison is the thief of joy. Even if you're doing better than someone, it's like, cool. I like to compare to my old self. It's like, I'm doing a hell of a lot better than I was. I'm not comparing to you whether you're in debt $1 million or whether you're a billionaire or anywhere on that inside that spectrum. I'm focusing on myself and how can I improve each day. But they have the Garmin Forerunner 55, I believe, and the Garmin Venue 3 or whatever it is for like $200. So 20% of the cost of it. So, insane, I know, but live and learn, like a lot of things. And it's a capable watch. I just don't use it enough. I track a lot of stuff on my phone, and I could buy a G-Shock. I could buy what I did buy here, which is it's a Casio, which is funny. It reminds me of the scene from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. But $24 after tax, and it tells time, and that's about it. It's kind of like the laptop. It's not flashy, but it's effective. It more than does the job of running games. It's got, like I had said, 6 gigabytes of VRAM, but 16 gigabytes of regular RAM. So, which is the minimum you kind of want for video editing, but I don't do a lot of 4K stuff, mainly 1080p, 30 frames a second, and it should work good for that. And you can always upgrade the RAM. This uses DDR5, the old laptop used DDR4. But back to the watch, yeah, it's not something I've been using. It's a great watch, but I'll probably have this sold within a few days. I listed it up a couple days ago, and got the charger for it, got 2 of these actually. They're adapters. There's 6 total, I believe, and that way the Garmin proprietary connector can connect to the watch with the USB-C. It's an adapter, so you plug the USB-C into this and then plug this into the watch. So I did have a Forerunner 235 that I bought in 2020, which was a lot cheaper. It was like $140. I still have it. Might sell it too. It uses a different charger. It uses the clamp style instead of the plug-in, which is fine, but it's a 2015 model. I bought it in 2020. It's old, no touchscreen, but it still works. Once I charge it up, unless it's completely dead by now. I haven't used that watch in a year or two, but yeah, this very nice build quality, and yeah, as far as selling other stuff, I don't have a whole lot. I got my tablet that I do use once in a while. It's just an Amazon tablet. I have a Kindle that I use for reading that I've showed you guys, and obviously my phone and my old laptop, and maybe a couple other things. But my girlfriend's the one who mainly buys stuff from like thrift shops, Goodwill, other thrift shops and flips them, and sells them on Marketplace, OfferUp, wherever, but yeah, as far as where we're heading in the future and everything, well, we've been lately just staying at Walmart, which has been not too bad. It's free, it's very convenient. Obviously, you can go in, they have restrooms, you can buy food, drinks, groceries. I'll probably come here or another grocery store when we buy stuff for our camp and cook videos that I plan on doing. And yeah, still waiting to get an engine for my truck. Waiting on that until we get the brakes done on the van. The brakes are still working, but I did get a free quote. They put the van on the lift and everything, and I want to eventually get them replaced. So yeah, but that's about all the updates I have for you guys. Just figured I'd do just more videos like this if you guys want. I'll still do the vlogs, obviously I'll still do the long form vlogs. We'll still do YouTube shorts for sure, because you get raw reach with those, you get more views. But the long form videos are important too, because they go into depth and everything. So you got to have both. So a good balance. We've been posting more often, and really appreciate if you guys want to tune in. If you guys would like to help support the girlfriend and I while we're on the road, we do have our support links in the description box below. You can buy me a coffee, you can buy me a gallon or two of gas, you can support through Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and all that. Yeah, that's going to be about it. I will have more videos coming your guys' way. Appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys know the drill. Keep on trucking.